watching the History Fella channel. In this video we're looking at the invasion of Poland. The 1939 Polish campaign marked the beginning of World War II and witnessed the first combination of the new technologies of armoured vehicles, combat aircraft and radio communications to create a devastating new form of high-speed combined arms warfare. In 1939 the Wehrmacht enjoyed numerous advantages over the Polish army, in both quality and quantity. Between 1935 and 1939, Germany's defence expenditure was 30 times greater than that of Poland during the same period. Moreover, the German army was more than 3 times the size of the Polish. The Wehrmacht committed its best divisions to the campaign. For the invasion of Poland, Army Group North had a total of 630,000 personnel earmarked and a further 886,000 allocated to the more powerful Army Group South. Many Polish formations were only partially mobilised, while German units were on war footing at the outset of the campaign. The first act of the invasion began at around 4 a.m. on the 1st of September, when the German battleship Schleswig-Holstein slipped its moorings in Danzig and began a bombardment of the neighbouring Polish transit base on Westerplatte. This marked the beginning of the phase known as the Battle of the Border. A few hours later, Warsaw was struck by the first air raids, and the Polish airfields were attacked, with the Luftwaffe seeking to gain air supremacy. After a few days, the Luftwaffe would begin to shift more of its operations to missions supporting the ground forces, bombing road and rail junctions and Polish troop concentrations, as well as civilian targets. Although numerically inferior, the Polish Air Force would remain active until the second week of the invasion, continuing to inflict losses on the Luftwaffe. The German land campaign comprised attacks from 3 separate directions. On the 1st of September, Army Group North, under Colonel General Frieder von Bock, began its attack into northern Poland. The German Fourth Army, under Lieutenant General Günther von Kluge, crossed the border and secured the Pomeranian Corridor in northwestern Poland, forcing the Polish army into a fighting withdrawal southwards towards defensible positions. By the 3rd of September, von Kluge's forces had crossed the Vistula River. Meanwhile, the German Third Army in East Prussia attacked southwards and towards Warsaw. 2 corps began the assault, which soon became entangled in the Malowa fortification line. After a few days, the Polish defences collapsed. The Third Army linked up with von Kluge's Fourth Army at Vistula on the 3rd of September. The driving force in the Wehrmacht assault on Poland was Colonel General Gerd von Rundstedt's Army Group South, especially its 2 northern elements, the 8th and the 10th Armies in Silesia. These formations were to crash through the opposing Army Lodz and Army Krakow, cross the Warta River, envelop the Polish forces along the western frontier, and drive on Warsaw from the south. Also in the south, a joint German-Slovak force pushed across the border into Poland from the northern Slovakia. Polish forces began to retreat across all the fronts, adopting deeper defensive positions. Army groups north and south linked up in Lodz in central Poland on the 6th of September, trapping the remaining Polish forces up against the border with Germany. Gradually, the Polish army was forced into several isolated pockets that were gradually eliminated by overwhelming German firepower. By the 7th of September, the Polish forces defending Warsaw had fallen back to a line running parallel with the Vistula River. The following day, German armoured units reached the outskirts of Warsaw, which entered the stage of siege and was repeatedly bombed. Any form of coordinated Polish resistance now began to fragment into piecemeal opposition. The major cities of Lodz and Poznan were also now being cut off by German encirclement. On the 9th of September, the Polish army managed to launch a counter-offensive near the Bzura River, west of Warsaw, striking the flank of the advancing German 8th Army. This involved into the largest battle of the invasion of Poland, extending over 10 days. However, the German counterattack, combined with overwhelming air power, managed to outflank the Polish forces and overran all of western Poland. This proved to be the decisive turning point of the invasion. The Luftwaffe managed to destroy the bridges across the Bzura, leaving Polish forces trapped out in the open, and they were easily picked off. By the 12th of September, all of Polish territory west of the Vistula River were under German control, save for besieged Warsaw. A general Polish retreat was ordered to the southeast, to the hills bordering Romania and the Soviet Union, in an effort to buy time. Stalin's Red Army invaded eastern Poland on the 17th of September, opening a second front. Germany had entered into the Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact with the Soviet Union a week before the start of the invasion, and while the two nations' Marxist and Nazi ideologies seemed diametrically opposed, their shared interests of restoring the pre-1919 territorial boundaries now converged. The Red Army was organised into two fronts and deployed 25 rifle divisions, 16 cavalry divisions and 12 tank brigades, with a total strength of 466,516 troops. Polish defences had been stripped bare in the east, and the force ratio was ludicrously one-sided, roughly one Polish battalion per Soviet corps. The final battle of the invasion took place at Koch between the 2nd and the 5th of October 1939. Here a large Polish force located between the Bug and the Vistula rivers was destroyed by the German 10th Army. Although Poland never formally surrendered by the 6th of October, it was under complete German and Soviet control. Polish casualties amounted to about 66,300 dead, 133,700 wounded, and 587,000 prisoners captured by Germany, and over 100,000 by the Soviet Union. For the German army, the invasion was a necessary test of men and machines. It had still not perfected its novel tactics, and German casualties, which were 16,000 dead and 32,000 wounded, were relatively heavy for such a short campaign. The invasion of Poland uncovered the shortcomings in German training and doctrine, and made it possible for the Wehrmacht to perfect blitzkrieg prior to its greatest challenge, the assault on France and the Low Countries in 1940. If you found the information in this video informative or helpful, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the channel. And I thank you very much for watching and listening to this video.